What's up, Half Gamer Nation? Well, I made a format, so I might as well continue to do something with it. If only because the name is really clever. And it might just be a fun way of shining a light on some games in development that you could support or condemn. Probably support, though. I'm more interested in positive reinforcement with video game development. I want them to be good, after all. So Gloomwood is a survival horror stealth game from Dylan Rogers, David Szymanski, and New Blood Interactive. This is the demo for that. Right off the bat, the DNA from the Thief franchise and from early Immersive Sims in general is quite clear. And it's not poorly done. It very lovingly borrows the Victorian-esque, borderline steampunk world of Thief, full of cobblestone streets, creepy sewer tunnels, and more industrial areas as well.
Hell yeah, dude. Gears? Oh, gears are sick, dude.
Though they are rendered in a style that's a little bit more minimal than Thief. And there's already one moment where you're required to jump into a hole with monstrous growling coming from the darkness below, and I got so excited afraid, because on the one hand, I'm filled with anxiety because I gotta jump in a dark hole, but on the other hand, I'm excited I got to feel something like this again.
I've been in some deep, spooky holes before.
I don't know about that, buddy.
It was this identical tension that they nailed. Plus the soundtrack around the monster guys is really fun. I don't know what they are. They're like Birdmans.
Who are
It's a birdman who likes deer hoof.
Who are these people?
Why are you?
Are they birds? Or are they people?
I don't want to harp on comparisons to Thief. Like, the parts borrowed from the franchise are used well, like the light gem carrying bodies into the shadows, throwing items to distract enemies. Even though games continued to implement those ideas, Thief had a particular feel to it that felt so timeless, and it's really nice to get to feel a reflection of that within a new experience. And it is new. There are plenty of new concepts and design choices to distinguish Gloomwood as its own unique game. I guess the most alarming contrast would be guns. I think I still have mixed feelings about their presence in the game, but I'd have to say they are handled in exactly the way I would stipulate it if it was up to me. Meaning, ammo for them would be sparse, which is the case. You find ammo for them usually a bullet or a shell at a time, and that they're mostly a last resort. The only time I really relied on them was when I was caught and panicked.
Okay.
Alright.
Which rightfully alerts other enemies to come investigate, making more trouble for you. The reload animations as well are very gratifying. I love how minimal the UI is. So like Condemned, if you've lost count of your ammo, you just swing that fucker open and count them. I feel like there's a divide as to whether or not the protagonist should have hands. And you know, I think I'm on team hands until I think about the nightmare that would be animating you loading every bullet. And it would also kind of kill the unique inventory backpack. Either you remove the hand from the lantern or no, just do that. I've changed my mind mid-video. I like body awareness in video games, but it hardly matters for something that's going for a retro aesthetic, where such things weren't commonplace. It's just this hand. Why is that one hand there? It's scary, get it out of here. I'm curious how plans for a non-lethal playthrough will turn out. But also, like, are we only gonna be going up against these, like, headlight eyeball guys? Because, I don't know what they are, or if they have some plot behind them that would make me not want to kill them. It's just they seem creepy and I'm fine killing them. In Thief, they were just regular dudes doing their job, and some of them were even kind of funny if you listen to them talking to each other, but these are just wheezing, creepy, stoic zombie dudes, I guess. So I don't mind stabbing them in the back. I like a stealth game that doesn't feel like I'm missing something or being penalized for killing. Stop making it feel good then, huh? How about that?
No, I didn't.
Hey!
Oh,
Sayonara!
Oh,
got rid of him.
I like the look of these guys, but if you're playing on the hardest difficulty, it removes their eye cones, which does make them harder to read, but they look substantially less aesthetic. I do kind of miss the ambience that guards bring, to be honest. I liked that they kind of loudly trot around whistling and shit-talking people. As is, the game has a good atmosphere, it's just very quiet and cold. And I'm trying to temper my hopes for the game being more like Thief, I would catch myself thinking things like, well, I hope this character is kind of cool like Garrett, or I hope they do a lot of world building with notes and shit. But ultimately, I think it's more important that they make this their own. Like, I'm gonna play it either way. This is one of the best demos to surface from this whole Steam event. But because they nailed so much of the gameplay, like, I feel safe in how that's gonna play out.
Oh, they heard that.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, shit.
Like, at this point, they could literally fuck up everything else, and I'd still probably have a good time playing this game. Not that they will. It's looking good. You just keep it up, okay? Go ahead and check it out for yourself and wishlist it. That's right, this is now an ad.